I think that today we'll continue to analyze very interesting thing, our shadows. Maybe you remember from our previous meeting, I told you about these interesting things, shadows, yes. And shadows are always with us, our shadows, yes, our shadows, our friends. And when I say shadow, I mean a very important part of our inner soul, our personality, our subconsciousness. And you know that according to psychoanalysis of Carl Jung, we have a lot of everything inside, yes, and sometimes in our life, because of some experience of some situations, we feel ourselves like broken mirror, yes, fallen into pieces. And to be happy, to have connection with truthful yourself, it's very important to reunite all your sub-personalities, these pieces of your soul, together. And shadow is a very important part in which we hide everything that we can't accept in ourselves, yeah. It's because it's connected with self-blaming, yeah, with something unpleasant maybe. But if you be brave enough to go there and to look at your shadow part of your soul, you may find there great treasures, and you may find there great resource for development, for self-realization, great resources to build your life happily and in your own creative way. So now this my technology, yeah, you need to concentrate your attention, to concentrate your energy, and to think about what do you want about. And I'll pull out 3 cards, and you need to choose one of them, one of 3. So just a moment. So card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. So for my dear guests, for my dear followers who choose the first card, just look at it. This card tells us that you don't allow yourself to feel control over your own life. Maybe because of some painful experience, you can't take responsibility about your life, about your own decisions. You always, you may be afraid of hurting someone, yeah, maybe your parents, maybe some other people who are important for you, who were important for you in previous, maybe in your early years of life. And that is why you want to transmit this responsibility about your life to someone, or to destiny, maybe to other people. You think that if you just say, oh, I'm so weak, please, I can't make any decisions, everything will be easy. But really, in fact, you feel yourself unhappy because of such thinking. So look at your shadow and accept it. and you see that you can be very brave. Your reason is strong enough to make the bad decisions for your own life, to control important spheres in your life, in your life situations, and you really may be a creator of your own happiness. So don't be afraid of this shadow, just accept it as it is, and when you meet it, you may understand that everything inside of you is in harmony. So it was a card for the shadow number 1. What will be the shadow number 2? Just a moment. How interesting situation we have now. This shadow is connected with maybe it's very close, the meaning of this card is very close to the first one, because this shadow tells us that you are too polite. You can't say people something about your real desires because you are afraid to be blamed. You are afraid to not to be so good as you should be, maybe in some your views. Yeah. Also, all roots of our shadows are in our early childhood. Maybe you wanted to be so nice, so good child for your parents, and that is why not to make them unhappy. You did everything very nice, and you you were so obedient child that now when you are adult, you continue with other people. You try to do everything not to hurt them, but you forget very important thing. You forget about yourself. So don't be afraid to be self-insured, to say no in some situations, because it's your right. It's your right. You shouldn't be all the time so polite and to serve everyone. Because it's your own life and your desires, and you have your right to feel them and to do what you really want to do. So this card denotes that your shadow is connected with too much responsibility that you take literally on your back, yeah, and this responsibility is too heavy for you. So let yourself not to be Iron Woman, Iron Maiden, Iron Man, I don't know, because you are a human, yes, and you have also right to not to be perfect. Just think about it, and also hug your inner child and accept this shadow and take great results from this shadow. Yeah. So it was the shadow, the card number 2. And here we have the card number 3. Who is that? Just look at it. You see that it thoughts. Oh no, sorry, not thoughts, sticks. And this card means that the main character and main features of your shadow, of that part of your personality that you don't want to see in yourself, is connected with desire to be not so sociable. Yes, you always try to do everything for people, to be attentive to their words, to do everything very properly, but you can't allow yourself to be alone. But you know that loneliness is not only destructive state, it also have great creative potential. And for instance, to do some creative work, we always need to be alone, because it's according to very famous psychological experiments, about facilitation. When people do something automatically, some physical job maybe, and someone is with them, in one room, for instance, and look at them, this work can be more active, more effective, and so on and so forth. But if you need to do something creative, something original, you always need to be alone. So your shadow is your loneliness. You can't afford to be to like it, to like the state. Yes, you have the prejudice that loneliness is something always very bad, and you are afraid to be alone, you are afraid to be without other people. Maybe you feel exhausted, you feel that sometimes these people may influence destructively on your personality, but you always try to be alone, not to be alone, to be in some social surrounding. But just look at your shadow and you'll see that this shadow is not so ugly as you thought about it, because loneliness has many faces, and also it's a great potential of creativity, of your connection with your inner potential, inner force. And please think it over and try to take this resource, this force from your shadow, because it's also part of you, a very important part. You may be in social surrounding, you may be alone, so you may be in different states, because this life is life of different situations, different colors, flavors. So just enjoy it. Enjoy this diversity of states of your mind and your social contexts. So it was a shadow number 3. My dear friends, I remind you that you may ask me for personal spread, and you may apply me here, or subscribe my YouTube channel elenazimorodok, and there under every video connected with Castro, and not only, you may find the information how to contact me.